Hello, Scorpio. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive oracle cards will be Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen. There's Gretchen's last name. That way, if you'd like to find any of those creators, you can easily do so. I know Tori has other card decks. I don't know about the rest of them, quite frankly. So, if you're curious, or if you like the stuff you're seeing, you like the artwork you're seeing, check them out. Search them out. All right, Scorpio. Scorpio. Nothing concerning me yet. Like, which also kind of begs, like, should there be? Should there be? Why is that even? There's a lot of cards. All right. Let's get to it. If I'm just taking a quick glance at your side, I think you're going to be good. You might be a little hard on yourself at one point, and that might be the big thing here, to just not be overly critical of yourself. So be careful of that. You got gossip coming in with the workaholic. When I'm feeling the gossip, like, especially because it's kind of hid behind in the workaholic. Somebody's telling you gossip that you might not realize is gossip. Now, how would we define gossip? Gossip is things that are either embellished or not true. You know what I mean? Like somebody saying, if what actually happened was a red car went down the street and, splashed somebody with a puddle. Like they hit a puddle and splashed somebody. The gossip would either be like, oh my God, that person went rip-roaring down the street and they almost killed me. They got me all wet. Oh my God, I was almost dead. There is an element of truth to that, but it's a lot of embellishment. Or going just a flat-out lie, like, oh my God, this truck almost ran me over. I didn't think I was going to make it. I just jumped out of the way at the last moment. I'm surprised I lived. Like, that's just like practically a flat-out lie. The fact that a vehicle went down the street is the only truth to it. You know what I mean? So that's the gossip. But the thing is, I don't see you knowing it because you're so busy. You're so busy. Like, there's only so much you can do. If you're busy doing this, doing that, and somebody's telling you something that's either over-embellished or just a flat-out lie, one of the two. Because that's what I'm getting from gossip. It's one of the two. Something's really over-embellished or it's a flat-out lie. One of the two. It's hard for you to know that. If you're busy, it's hard for you to know that. Like, geez, like, what are you supposed to do? Carry a lie detector test with you? Like, hold this. Let me see if you're full of shit. I mean, or if you're full of it. I can say that word, actually, on YouTube, can I? I don't know. Let me see if you're telling the truth. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're human. You're human. You do your best. Anyway, and literally, I'm getting facade in the environment. Like, somebody is they're playing something up or just flat out lying. It's one of the two. I don't know if they're just having a moment. I don't know if that's normal for them or not. But somebody is playing something up. It's way over the top. I feel like when I'm seeing facade, it's like they're giving you some type of line. But you're so busy, you're not realizing it. Part of you might be like, well, it probably wasn't that bad. But you're still taking more of it as fact than as actually fact because you're very busy. You're very busy. The thing is, this person is perpetuating this story. That's the thing with facade. I think that's why the facade card is even in the environment. They're perpetuating this, not just with you. They feel like for some reason, they feel like you bought into some of it. And other people are too. You're not the only one. You're not the only one buying into this. And other people are also kind of like amping it up. And it's kind of coming around and creating a life of its own. This person's promoting this ridiculous story. Like they keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. You got 3 Pentacle cards coming in. Like there's a lot going with. Knight of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. They're putting a lot of work into it. They're not letting it die down. And they keep trying to progress it forward inch by inch. It's like they're trying to create this whole narrative. They're pushing it. They're really pushing it. As it keeps going forward, there's another Pentacle card coming up, which is... It's the 7 of Pentacles, kind of like it says self-worth. That's the card behind here. Somebody is like really finding their own value through this story. Whoever's pushing this story, they're loving the attention they're getting from it. And the self-worth is telling me they're creating their own worth based off of how many people will buy into this story. but it's either really over embellished, or it's just a flat out lie. I'm telling you, it's one of the two. That's what I'm feeling here. You're starting to wonder what the truth is, but there's so many other people that seem to believe this story, and then all of a sudden there seems to be collaborators. What are we talking? Like, is it collaborators, or is it something like people are backing up this story? But it's kind of like you're starting to wonder, like, but wait, were they even there? Like, how are they backing up this story? Is it just they're backing it up because they believe in it? Because other people seem to be standing behind this story. But it's kind of like, wait a minute, were you there? You weren't there, so how can you back it up that strongly? Like, how could somebody else back that up so strongly when they weren't there? It's like either really a very strong embellishment, or it's a flat out lie, I'm telling you. Now, as this keeps coming forward, you're like, I don't really like this. Some of this sounds ridiculous. Some of this sounds like it's over the top. And it feels like it's getting out of control. And I feel like immediately you're seeing, like, okay, this is going to go farther than it already is. What are we trying to make happen here? What is somebody trying to make happen? Because I feel like you're starting to catch on, like, this, something is really not right here. This is a little bit much. What are we trying to make happen? What's our goal? Why are we pushing this story so much? What do we want from this? Are we just looking for the pity party of the century? Or is there some actual outcome we're looking for? Like, what is the point? Why are we doing this? Yeah, what is it they want? What is it that they want? Because they got the Sun card with the Ace of Swords. Because changes are starting to happen because of this. This story is starting to promote changes. Certain changes, like, for example, we're going to use that car analogy, kind of like either having more police on that road, or, you know, lowering the speed limit, putting more stop signs up. There, even if it's that minimal, but something is supposed to be happening. Having the road widened so that people don't feel so this or that. You know, do they want a sidewalk put in? Maybe there's no sidewalk on this road and people walk on it, so they're like, maybe we need a sidewalk. Somebody's trying to make something happen. Like, literally something's trying to happen here. And the Ace of Swords with the Sun card is like, I feel like they might get whatever they're trying to happen here. I also see this happening after the fact. The person telling the story, I don't feel like this was their original goal. I don't think this was their original goal. This seems to appear later. A change seems to be appearing later. Now, as this keeps going forward, there's like people wondering, is this really necessary? It's almost like, oh, okay, that has to happen, but it's almost like, what is the money that has to go into that? What is the manpower that has to go into that? How's that going to change other things? Is that going to cause other problems? If we change this situation, we get some good, but what is the bad we get with it? Yeah, because it's the High Priestess. There's good and bad to changing the situation. To whatever the change is happening, there's good and bad to it. There's a balance to it. So, you know, maybe we can put more stop signs in, slow it down, widen the road, put in a sidewalk. That's going to cause a lot of money. Where was that money going to go before this? And do we need to spend all that money on there? What other problems might we have because of that? Are we going to have more traffic? Are we going to change traffic, the way traffic goes down this? Like, what other situations are we going to have? People seem to be dickering through this. It's very interesting to me that this is going this far, but it really seems kind of dramatic, but that's where it's going. Forgiveness with the miracle. The situation is like, all right, somebody said this is a dangerous road. Let's do something so it's not as dangerous. That's the forgiveness. Let's like make it not so dangerous. Using that same analogy. The miracle is like the change is happening. Literally, the change is going to happen. It may be in the stage of planning and deciding how it's going to balance out and how much is going to be spent on this situation and how many people are going to be involved with it. But it is happening. The miracle is telling me it is starting. Now, when this comes in, I feel like that part where you might feel like don't be too hard, don't be too critical on yourself. Because you got perfection, kind of like, oh, okay, that needs to happen then. And then you're like, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to put in this effort, then let's make it right. Let's do it right. Let's make it work out for the best. Like, let's go all the way. Let's do the whole 9 yards. Let's do what we need to do. Let's handle it right the first time so we don't have to keep coming back and going over it again and going over it again and going over it again. Let's handle it right the first time, and then we don't have to worry about that. You've got the King of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. There's a block here. there's only so much you have control of. And you do want to stabilize it, is what I'm getting. When you have the King of Pentacles, you're like, I have a lot of inspiration, a lot of passion. I want to stabilize this, though. But I feel like you're seeing it right off the bat. Trying to stabilize this and doing this right, there's something blocking that. Somebody's in the way. Somebody's kind of like not giving you the resources or the support you need to stabilize this. It's either resources or the actual support to get it to work out correctly. So there seems to be that block, and this is the part where you might get a little bit overcritical on yourself, kind of like almost like I feel like some of you are looking like, oh, if I had dealt with this person better in the past, they wouldn't be such a pain in the butt right now. Or if we hadn't done that in the past, we could do this right now. There's something where I feel like you're being critical over yourself with the perfection. I would try to do that as little as possible because I don't feel like you did anything wrong. This person who's standing in your way, by the way, they're showing vanity with the passion here. When you're going forth very strongly, you're just trying to stabilize the situation. What they're seeing is you getting the credit for something they should be getting credit for. So when I'm feeling vanity, it's kind of like they don't want you to steal their thunder. It's not about what's right. It's about them getting what they want. And they want the credit. And they feel like by you moving forward and trying to stabilize it, like you're taking some of their thunder, which I literally feel on your side that is not even, it has nothing to do with why you're doing what you're doing. It has nothing to do with it. It's just doing it the right way and getting it done. So there's a problem here in the environment. I just feel like literally it's somebody being a little vain. Literally the vanity card's there, so don't shoot me if somebody doesn't like that. I'm telling you, it's the card telling me somebody's very passionate. They want credit. They want it to go their way. Could be a difference of opinion. They think it goes better a different way. But the way it's coming through with that vanity card, it doesn't feel that good. So if this other person gets upset, I'm sorry. That's what I'm getting. Queen of Cups is coming in with the... this makes me really feel like a Libra. Like this... It's not always that way, but I'm feeling like there's a negotiator here. A negotiator has to come in and help this work out between you and whoever's having a problem. That's why I think I'm feeling Libra, because I think of Libras as negotiators. Not that that's always the case, I know that, but that's what I'm feeling, that energy, kind of like, what are we really dealing with? What's our end goal? What's going to work best for everybody? How can we stabilize this? Because I feel like that's one of the rules this person's going to say. Justice is saying we want something stable, we want something safe. Justice is also going to say, but we got to, like, how much are our resources? How much can we afford to put into this and keep everybody safe here? Because, we don't want to spend all our money putting one seatbelt for the driver and nobody else gets a seatbelt. Like, we need to, like, get the best we can, the best safety for everybody. We don't want to, like, make all the safety for the driver and nobody else is safe in the car. We want to spread our safety out. Like, I feel like that's kind of how they're looking at it. Like, we want to take our resources and spread them out so we can accommodate everybody as much as possible and make everybody as safe as possible, not just a select few. So we got to think about it that way. The Queen of Cups is telling me there's a lot of, like, everybody seems to be understanding, like, and the mediator, whoever this mediator is also helping that come forward. Like, we got to do what's best for everybody. Let's look at everybody. And I feel like you're right on point with that. Like, yeah, I'm right on point with that. That's cool. Yeah. No, I agree. Everybody, I'm not looking to take advantage of anything. And I feel like the other person here, they kind of have to secede a lot. Because when it's just flat out in front of you, them, and then this mediator, the mediator just puts it, just levels the playing field. Like, this is what's fair, this is what's good, this is what's safe. And the other side kind of has to recede a bit, because it's like, if they come forward like they just want their clout, it really goes sour. So I feel like they're pulling that back a lot. They do put forth their opinion, but they also try to put it into now a new spin of like, well, I just want it to work out correctly. I just want to make sure it works out right. I just want to make sure it balances out. We can actually do these things. They might be changing their tune a little bit. Hopefully for the people this is hitting for, you see this coming before it happens, because I feel like the way they're coming at you before this mediation is different than during and after, because they just seem to be changing their tune because it looks better for them to change their tune. Be aware of it. Just be aware of it, roll with it, use it to your advantage, because I don't feel like calling it out is actually going to serve you at all or the situation at all. Yeah, it's not going to serve you or the situation. And do you really want to benefit this other person if you call it out and they can twist it and use it to their advantage? I don't think so. So just see it coming. It's a whatever. Moving on from it, because that's a weird energy that I don't like, and I know that's not for everybody, but I'm feeling something there, kind of like, I don't like it. You have to work with this. You're also going to have to continually work with this person in the future. Keep that in mind. That's why the impasse card is here. Realize this is not your only time dealing with this person. Even if you think it is, even if you're like, well, for this reason I won't be, or for that reason I won't be, I'm telling you, if this reading is hitting, you will be working with this person again. You flat out may not think you will be, but I'm getting it's going to happen in a weirdest way. Just be aware of it. Faith is saying, just have faith. If you can get through this, you can get through the ones in the future. But keep it in mind, like, how did this one work out? How did you get this to work out so that you could make this actually happen? Remember, even if you have to write down notes, if you have to write down like a little email to yourself, that might be a good idea for a lot of you. Just write an email out to yourself, save it in your own personal email. If this is a work thing, do not save it on your work email. Just do not do that. I'm just getting that really strongly. Like, if this is a work situation, do not save this on your work email. Go home, write it on your personal computer, save it to your personal email in a little folder over to the side, so that way when you have to deal with this person again, you can remember in detail what happened and how you resolved it. Because you're not going to remember the details like you need to, and how other people played in and helped you work this out so that you don't have to deal with this crazy person like that again. I don't know, I'm down on this other person. I am down on this other person. I can't get over it. Set yourself up for future success. You can. I feel like that's a big part of this reading. Kind of like, use it to your advantage. Realize I feel like a lot of you would be like, no, this is it. I'm not going to be working with this person again. Life likes to do what life likes to do. Like, life does what life wants to do. I'm just saying. It's kind of like, I've heard this saying before, man plans and God laughs, which can go either people plan, divinity laughs, I think is the better way to put it. Because kind of like, you can make the plans all you want, and then the universe will be like, but this is what's happening. We all know how that goes. Just saying. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.